Hi, John.
Hi. Okay, it's all yours.
John's here, we can start, right?
Yep.
There we go. John's here.
Just want to pass that around, that's the beige, other than white. It doesn't cost
So you
any
can do
more.
white outside and beige inside?
Yes. Kind of softens it up if people like that. Just throwing that out there. So, hi, I'm Kelly Kranz, I'm with Above and Beyond Construction. About the company, we've been in business for going on 15 years here. Thousands of customers in this state, and we have a good reputation. It reflects through our Better Business Bureau, if you guys had a chance to look at that. With Angie's List, we won the Super Service Award a couple times. We're located right up the street from Winter Park, 169 and 494. We're a fully licensed residential building contractor in Minnesota as well as Wisconsin.
But that's okay.
Yeah. So, Arlo Cooks, the owner, his partner is Josh Rosen. I've known them. Just to give you guys a background about the company. I've known them, Josh, for a long time. I've only known Arlo for the last few years here, but the reason why I came to work with them and I'm still with them is because of how they run their company, the way they do things, and the products that they do sell and install. With that, Softlight, I don't know if you guys have had a chance.
Look
We
at it.
started here.
So they got them already.
Softlight's the manufacturer of our windows and doors. They've been around decades. They're out of Ohio. That's where they're manufactured. We buy direct from them, so we don't go through a supplier. With that, I'll just kind of show you the builder's license here. Kind of jump around. This just shows our A+, zero complaints of the Better Business Bureau. In 15 years and over thousands of customers is very difficult to do, but the testament is to the company philosophy is we do things right the first time and we take care of our customers. Not to say that we're perfect, but if there's ever an issue, we're proactive about getting taken care of. How you get a Better Business Bureau complaint is that if we're not proactive about it and you get to the point where you gotta feel like you need to involve a third party to help mediate to get something done. It's just not what we're about. We do home shows, we don't do a whole lot of advertising, although we have a web presence. But we do home shows, that's where new customers come from, and then word of mouth. But then we have a program that we're willing to do one opening in your home as far as a window or door, because we know that you'll be pleased with how that went and how the product performs, that you'll call us back and do this. So that's kind of a little bit about us and our philosophy and why we keep our reputation as good as possibly can be. The Windows, Softlight, and us, we are Energy Star certified. So the blower test, the ratings, you take the class, it's no joke. 90% of the heat loss in your home is through your openings, your windows and doors, right? Things that open. Wind doesn't travel through your walls, provided they should be well insulated. They pass inspection, so they better be, right? So you get into our values, a little bit of the product, you get into our values in the installation, you want a well-insulated product, right? Otherwise you get condensation on your glass. If you have a double pane, the battle between hot and cold, essentially, is right in here. You have an extra chamber of gas, okay, and another pane. That interior piece of glass is in a few degrees of the interior temperature of your home. So you don't have that warm air hitting that surface and creating condensation, which then stains all your woodwork and rots it. And this is a fully vinyl, virgin vinyl, it's a non-recycled material, dopant. So there's no rotting material within the door. Foam injected frame and sash to bring the framing system up to an R4, R5 rating. So our values, as you probably know by now, you guys sat through a few presentations, right? The higher the number, the better. For an R value. R value measures a unit, let's say the frame system. It doesn't take into account the glass or anything else, okay? And I'll get into U factors in a second. So it's a foam injected frame and sash, okay? So all around the glass pack's insulated, which is important, right? Because if you don't have any insulation in it, it gets brittle, expansion, contraction, it bows, it bends, all that good stuff. It also provides a little structural support, okay? I'll I'll get to the spacer system. You guys seen metal band spacers, right? Yeah, no. I'm gonna ask a couple questions as we go, because I need to know, I guess, what you've been educated on, so I'm here to educate, not necessarily, tell you why this is the best. Okay. The spacer system is a silicone-based spacer. This material has an R rating of an R19. It outperforms the insulation rating of a 2x6 wall and allows for flexibility. Now, why allow for flexibility? Glass has an expansion and contraction rate, right? So if you had metal between here, metal has a much different expansion and contraction rate than glass. So then you have two components working against each other, which leads to seal failure. I've seen it happen as fast as 3 years. Sometimes they last 30 years. It all depends, but I've seen it as fast as 3 with that spacer system. It just seems like obsolescence when you're introducing metal in between a glass pack, when you have drastic expansion contraction rates. Okay, so metal's also a conductor, right? So you're transferring that cold air from the outside, that cold temp inside. So you've seen condensation build up around the bottoms of your windows, right? Of the glass itself. When we take out the metal, introduce the spacer system, which is a silicone-based material, okay, and add another pane of glass and chamber glass, you don't get condensation anywhere whatsoever. As long as you have the heat in your unit set within 65 or 70 degrees, this is going to be within a few degrees of the interior temperature of your home, you will not get condensation.
So are you saying that if it's warmer than 70 degrees and it's 20 outside, you'll get condensation?
No.
Okay.
No, all I'm simply saying, this inside pane of glass will be within a few degrees of the interior temperature of your unit, of your home. So you won't have that warm surface introduced, warm air introduced to a cold surface, which produces condensation. It's like taking a cold can of pop outside in the sun. That sweats. Same concept. That doesn't happen. Okay. I wish I could bring the whole door sample in here for you, but I think we're in another show that doesn't mean much, but so you can see how it operates. It's always nicer to see. Right? So this door, to give you an idea, when you shut it and close it, you can hear it close airtight. When you open it, you hear the suction release. So you know it's airtight. It's always easier to open this door in the pull position rather than trying to push it open. It's a lot easier to sit there and pull it. It's near effortless, but when you go to push it, because of the air seal, because of the weather stripping, it's airtight. So let's see, I'll get into the glass pack here. I just want to make sure I'm good on time. Okay, we have about 15 minutes or so. So obviously you see it's triple pane, right? To make a triple pane glass pack, it takes 48 hours. So it's not built for speed of manufacturing, it's built for quality. That's first pane of glass, they introduce the first spacer, second pane of glass sits on a shelf for 24 hours. Processes are repeated for the third pane for the triple pane glass pack. Meanwhile, this glass pack is composed in an airtight chamber that's only filled with the gas that's supposed to go into the glass pack. So statistics show it's at least a 98% fill rate versus the injection method. Okay. Injection method comes with metal band spacers. The reason why companies still use them, manufacturers still use them, is they're built for speed of manufacturing and reducing manufacturing costs. So they inject the gas when there's nothing but dead air space in it already. So they don't get the fill rate on gas that we do. Therefore, the top part, because gas is meant as an insulator, okay, so it's denser than dead air. It's like adding oil to a glass of water. The oil goes to the bottom, the water comes to the top. Well, same thing with gas. So that top part of your door or window or whatever might just be dead air space. Statistics show it's 60 to 70% fill rate that way. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, good.
We'll save it for the end.
That means I'm doing okay. Then comes, I want to show an illustration here. So you guys have heard of Voigtman's coating, right? What we have is a passive solar low E coating. It's a 2-layer. It's essentially, simply put, it's a heat shield, okay? We want the heat, the warm air in the winter, right? It allows you to take in the sun rays and the heat in the winter sun because of where the sun is and how it's pitched, right? But it also keeps the heat inside your home. This is for the winter, okay? And at night, it keeps it bouncing off and in. It's a heat shield. In the winter, we want it in, that's how it performs. In the summer, we want it out, that's how it performs. But what's nice in the summer is you can have your shades open and let the sunlight in without feeling like you're heating your home. It does help take out those harmful UV rays and prevents from fading your window treatments, your furniture, drapes, all while letting the sunlight in. You know, how that feeling when you sit in front of the window and you're feeling like you're getting warm and baking? You know, you can still feel the sun, you're just not going to feel that baking sensation, which is nice. So they call it a passive solar rating for the Northwest. So we get to use the heat in the winter and keep it out in the summer, which is what's nice. Okay, I mean, obviously there's different ratings for different parts of the country. You know, further south, they still use triple pane. They just have a much heavier low E with a tint to it, so their visible transmittance is reduced. Ours, not much at all. Let's see. So we use Krypton in our doors, not argon. Krypton is twice as dense as argon. Argon is twice as dense as air. The only difference is you'll have to open the door to let Superman in. Softlight, the manufacturer, produces the Energy Star window and door, most efficient 2013, 14, 15, and 16, and they have 17 now. 2016 Energy Star, Partner of the Year, Sustained Excellence. They also have it for 2017 as well. And everyone's Energy Star can be Energy Star rated, even renewal, what have you, right? But they've rated the most efficient. This is EnergyStar.gov telling you it's the most efficient window and door. It says 2013 every single year. They have 2017 they're about to print too.
What's the website again?
EnergyStar.gov. The locking system. I'm going to get confirmation on a toe bolt or thumb bolt. Only thumb bolts up top in the top track, toe bolts on the bottom. Okay, it's meant for when you have it locked and closed shut, you can engage it as an extra security precaution. Okay, you can open up it 2 to 3 inches more and engage it again, so you can allow air to pass through. Say if you want to walk around the building, take a walk and let your, you're going to just kind of take in the fresh air that you'll probably be doing this week, later in the week. You can do that without having to worry about anybody getting in or opening the door from the outside, because you have that bolt engaged in the track. So you don't have to have the bar or anything like that, okay? The handle itself comes with keys, okay? It's a 2-point locking system, right? It's got basically 2 clasps that come out instead of 1. It's rated by the National Crime Prevention Council. And you can get these numbers too from the NFRC organizations.org. Okay. So you guys familiar with U factors? U values? It's an NFRC rating, okay? The NFRC does this for all windows and doors. Okay, the U factor is the insulation rating of the entire unit. Remember I was talking about R values earlier? The higher the number, the better. Well, that just measures as applied to the insulated frame, right? Or the triple pane glass pack, but not both together. The U factor takes into account the entire door as a unit and rates the insulation rating. That's the U value, okay? To get the R value, you take 1 divided by the U, which is 1 divided by 0.18, and that gives you the R rating. In case you guys didn't know that, write it down. Okay, 1 divided by U equals R. So in this case, 0.18 is the U factor of our doors. That's the insulation rating. The lower the number, the better for U factor. But again, to get R, 1 divided by 0.18. So the heat gain coefficient, 0.25, visible transmittance, 0.41, your resistance is 0.62 or 62. Here's an example of your toe bolt to thumb bolt. It just depends, toe bolt up, or thumb bolt up top, toe bolt on the bottom. But that engages it just by pushing it down, if it's on the ground, or up, if it's a thumb. And you just tap the side. You don't even have to bend over if it's on the ground. You can just do it with your foot, really easy. Just engage it by pushing down, just tap against it on the side and it disengages. What else I can give you guys here? There's bulk weather stripping and triple fin weather stripping. So the reason why triple fin. Weather stripping is like carpet in an entryway, I like to say, right? The more you use it, the quicker it gets worn out and matted down. So if you take 3 nylon fins and put them in here, it keeps this material from wearing out. Okay, you can feel the 3 nylon strips. Go ahead and pass that around. There's plenty of that on this door. It's also antimicrobial. It doesn't mold or rot. Doesn't turn green or black on you.
So this doesn't wear out?
Not as fast as anyone else's. It is because there's 3 nylon fins in it, which keeps that material from wearing out, from prolonged use, and when it's used a lot, like carpet entryway, right? The more you use it, the more it wants to
Because a
wear out.
lot of the patio doors are used a lot.
That's what's nice about triple fin. Very few companies, if any, I've yet to run across triple fin. I have. I've run across a couple double fins, but most of what I see are single fin weather stripping. But this is partly the reason why this door is airtight when it's shut. And that's on both sashes, the fixed sash and the operator. What's also on the sash is a bulb weather stripping, along with this. On both sashes, the fixed and the operator, so they kind of line up for airtight. On the door, when it shuts, say this is the door, right? It's got an indentation in it, and it goes over like an outlet. So that's part of the reason why it's airtight. It's how they manufacture the door to make it, as far as air infiltration, virtually zero. It's less than 0.002 cubic feet per minute. And then the rollers are heavy duty. They're adjustable, should you need to. Now when we install it, we're not going to have, we adjust it, make sure it's rolling right and proper and shutting correctly, and everything's lined up. That's part of why we have such a good BBB record, is we do good work. All our own installers, we don't hire anybody temporary. Okay, just because it's quality control. We do that just to catch up per se. If we get a lot of rain, it's not worth it. Because you run into headaches, things not being installed right, then we got to go back and redo it. It's just better off being done right the first time. And that's part of our philosophy there. For as far as install, we go down to, when was this built?
1983?
Perfect. So we take the whole full frame out, put in a new full frame door. Okay, we go down to stud. You guys familiar with pan flashing? The rubber membrane? We use the kind you don't have to cut the corners and patch. It flex wrapped over the corners, so there's no cutting and patching involved. It goes along the whole sill plate and up the sides about 8 to 10 inches. So that's meant if any wind-driven rains, water or condensation was getting through somehow and down, because gravity takes it down, whips it right back to the outside of the building. You guys can go with closed cell foam. We do that for insulation in between the door frame and the studs. So you're getting an airtight, watertight seal and bug tight from around the door. So you're not getting any drafts around it either, because you guys can buy the best door out there and it's not going to do you any good if it's not a good install. So closed cell foam is waterproof as well. Open cell isn't. But it expands in the opening just enough to hit the wall, both sides, top to bottom. So, and it doesn't push against it and cause any bowing as well. So certainly we can provide a turnkey installation for you guys. So there's nothing to do, no painting or staining or anything like that. But if staining is something that that you guys would just have to let me know the deal. So I guess with that, and that is the gist of the door.
You ready for the attack?
I am. I am. I can grab that piece of orange. Okay,
Talk about your screens.
the screens.
How they're made, how the locks work.
Well,
Because,
they call it a business screen. It's
well, we
called-
sure as hell hope to keep our screens open for like about, 4 months.
Well, you probably, I mean, I always say bring your screens inside in the winter anyhow. You know, winter has a way
Really?
of breaking stuff down. It certainly does. I mean, there's a couple different, obviously there's different screen materials out there.
All right.
Okay, we use what's called an Invisa screen, they call it. It's kind of a fiberglass type. You know, it's a thinner construction as far as the weave and the material. It's designed to be able to look through, not look at.
I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. You say take the screens in the winter?
Yeah,
Where am I gonna put them? We're in a condo.
you can leave it in then.
Well, I mean, you're recommending that.
I understand. I do just because longevity of product, you know, especially with screens. Like my windows, I usually bring them in the winter myself. You know, you don't need to. Certainly, it's not going to kill the screen, right? It's just, you know, it depending where you are in wind-driven rains, if ice builds up and ice expands, water rates expand. You know, it's just the right scenario. You know, it's better if you bring the screen inside. You don't need to. I would say it does.
Since we're on the topic of screens, are your tracks on the bottom or the top?
The tracks, bottom.
Bottom, okay.
And the locks are about the same type of locks we're used to.
Not what you have, theirs a little bit different. I'm just trying to explain it, but it is pretty much your basic screen locking mechanism.
Ours used one hook, and you said yours has two?
On the doors.
On the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the screen.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
So that's a little different. The door itself has got that double locking mechanism. Yep.
You ready for a bunch more questions?
Yeah.
I got a few here. Do you charge extra for installing up on second and third floor?
No.
Okay. Do you, when you do the installation up on second and third floor, do you use ladders or scaffolding or anything?
If we cannot do it from the inside, in this case, there's balcony on every floor. Okay, so we can easily bring the door inside and bring it in through that way.
Okay, and then,
I don't see an issue with that.
so are locks on the outside of the door? So like if we wanna, go out to the pool or something, can we lock our patio door from the outside?
With a key, yep.
Okay. And are the tracks pretty durable so that if you have kids and stuff that stand on the tracks, are they gonna withstand kids climbing on them and stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then, how easy are they to clean, the tracks and stuff?
Like they are easy to clean and wipe down. In the corners, you might get a little bit of buildup that's hard to get out, where you gotta work a little harder to clean. But they're easy enough to keep clean. The one we have in our show trailer, we've had that for 7 years. And it sits out, the only time it's inside is for a few shows. So it only sees about 4 weeks of indoor weather a year. Otherwise it just sits outside all year round in a trailer, mind you, that's not heated on the inside. And it looks brand new still. Even the track's still easy to clean. I have it in my house and I got a German Shepherd and I have not in the last 2 years had any issues with it.
Okay, and based on what you see that we currently have versus what you have, do you have an idea of how much you think that we could save on utilities? You know, if we put up your door versus what we have, is that going to be more energy efficient?
First of all, yes. That's why I kind of accentuate on the U factor. 1 divided by R, you take what else you're looking at, right? And you see the U factor, how ours stacks up. Definitely ours is more energy efficient. I haven't found a door out there that compares to ours as far as efficiency in air infiltration. I just have triple pane with the spacer system and the Krypton gas. There's not a better insulator as far as gas either as Krypton that's being used.
And have you installed any buildings that are similar to ours in the area?
Not in the area, no. Similar, yes. I got to refer a couple referrals for you guys too.
Okay. And Janetta, did you want to? You know, you were talking about your door. Are all your doors triple pane or double pane?
We don't really like doing double pane because as far as cost, we're no more expensive than anybody else in their double pane. And we do the net zero homes and energy homes as well. And when it's really no added cost to do triple pane versus a double pane. I mean, that's for example, if they cost the same, which one would you pick? Is what I like to ask.
Probably the triple, it didn't cost more.
It really doesn't. I mean, part of the reason why is because we buy direct from the manufacturer.
And when you say you buy directly, so what's your turnaround time? Say, if tomorrow we chose you, and we wanted this job started, how long from tomorrow to the time you would start installing some doors?
Let's just say 8 to 10 weeks, 10 to 12 weeks.
Pretty standard.
Yep, we give the manufacturer enough lead time to get them and send them. I mean, from what I understand, you do need probably in 3 phases. So 10 to 12 weeks shouldn't be an issue, just like anything else we've done. I mean, we order that in volume and for other homes, windows, and doors as well. So
So you come out and measure all our doors because they're not all the same? They're slightly-
from what I understand, there's 2 different sizes. But say you decide to go with me, I want to come back and measure every single door that we're doing that time in that phase. Just so there's no issue when we get the shipment and we know that we're going to be able to fit every single opening and that we don't have to, run into where, oh, this door's not the same size. And then have to call our manufacturer and say, hey, we need this size door ASAP. And that person's waiting another 10 to 12 weeks for a door.
So from the time you open up, take our doors out, and have your door installed, how long does that take? 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 hours? What is it?
Off the top of my head, we could probably get 3 doors done in a day. At least 2. It just depends how many people we put on the job. And how fast you want it done. We can coordinate and plan, what do you guys see fit?
So like 3, 4 hours a door is what you're saying?
Give or take, yeah, about that.
But are you asking how long will the opening be open?
No, just
Oh,
from taking
okay.
the door out to time his door is put in
Okay.
and finished.
Say 3 to 5, depending on what you get into. And if there's issues of rot, not saying that there is, but if we run into rot, we have to replace it. We cannot install over it. We just don't do it. It's not done right the first time. We don't do that for individual homeowners, and there's no reason why we do it here. It's time and materials kind of thing. If it's superficial, we just do it, no big deal. But if there's rot, we need to address it. We need to get it out and replaced, and that's something we do with our typical homeowner. It's just time and materials that's in our contract.
When you install the door, is there a flushing that goes across the top to keep the water?
On the exterior, there's a drip cap.
Okay.
Yep. And that fits right underneath the siding, right over the door to keep it out of the way. Yep.
And you haul away the old?
All job-related debris.
Now, what if there's some that don't want to screen right now, but down the road decide that they do? Do you have extra screens? Do you give us a lesser price if they don't do a screen?
Should be referring to the ones that have the enclosures. They might not want the screens.
If they don't want, okay, well, it's not something I run into often. So I don't want to give you an answer that's not right as far as cost. I'll look into that, granted it's minimal. you know, if our screen door doesn't cost much. So, that's something I can get back to you on with an answer. So yeah, I could probably take a little bit off the unit, if they don't want a screen door, understanding that some are enclosed already.
So one thing that you didn't mention is DP rating.
Design pressure rating, right?
What is the pressure rating on this door?
I could pass this around too if you guys want to see it. The design pressure rating on the door is 50 to 171 miles per hour, or DP of 40, I'm sorry, that's the Hurricane Coastal Test rating. The standard Midwest door 40, design pressure rating 153 miles per hour of pressure.
Now, if there's a problem, say, a year or 2 or 3 down the road, do you come back and fix the problem? Do you charge us, or do you just come back and fix it? And what's your warranty?
So our warranty standard on everything is 1 year, everything. So if we had to come back out and do anything, there's no charge. After that, there might be a charge of $65 or $85. With that, the door is a manufacturer's lifetime, limited, transferable warranty. And the only limitations are to things homeowners insurance covers, like fire, tornado, thunderstorm, riots, war, acts of God, things like that nature. But anything to do with the door, it's lifetime. So if you were to sell your unit, it transfers to the next person.
Okay, if there's a unit that sells hypothetically every 3 years, does it transfer every 3 years to that new person for the life, or however long that door stays,
I'll double
30
check
years,
on that,
40
but
years?
I'll double check on that, but I believe so.
Okay,
Mhm.
because we've had.
This is a
these
little
doors
different
here.
scenario,
Yeah,
yeah.
we've had these doors since this building was built. And you're saying your doors are gonna last that long?
Mhm. I urge you to look up Softlight too on the internet. You won't find anything bad about their windows or doors.
And how long have they been in business, you said?
It was 1930s, I believe. They've been manufacturing since. Right out of Ohio.
Oh, okay, so that's different than your company.
Mm-hmm.
Your company's been 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
but the windows have been around since the 1930s.
Well, that manufacturer's been around 30s, 90s. Yep.
So here's another question. We've heard that vinyl expands and contracts a lot, and every time that happens in the different climates, it can weaken the doors. How is this door built to confront that issue?
The foam rejected insulation, for one, it's got steel reinforcement bars on the side that run vertical,
How are the corners put together?
fusion welded.
They're welded.
Fusion welded process, they're heated, put together, trapped, heated again, put together.
So do you come out and are you like the project manager, or do you have a guy that does that?
Oh, the owner will be on hand too. He was gonna be here tonight, but he had a family engagement, so he sent me. Because I scheduled this with Bill myself, so I wasn't privy exactly to his schedule at the time, so I just said, no problem, I'll handle it. And if there's any questions, I got a couple notes down already, so I'll be following up with a couple answers too.
Can you talk to us about colors?
Colors, so what is standard for Softlight, the manufacturer's white and beige. That's an interior, exterior. Okay, you can do white out and beige in. There's but when you get into other colors, you know, there's added charge to it. You know. But it seems like you said with the Association of Gas, and they probably say white out. It matches your windows that you have. Is white.
So if we did outside,
Mhm.
white, and some people wanted the beige inside, some wanted the white inside, some wanted a wood kind of a look inside.
Mhm.
can you do that? Or is it, this is what all the doors have to be?
We can, without, it certainly, I mean, it sounds like it's gonna be white out.
We don't know.
Probably though.
We don't know for sure, but I'm just gonna infer that for now, until we know otherwise. You can certainly do beige in, or white in.
What about something like that on the inside? What would that cost for an upcharge with the wood looking?
On the inside,
Yep.
could be anywhere from $250 to $500.
So could that be an option that the owner elects to go with?
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be real wood or an overlay type of material?
It's an overlay, it's not real wood, it's they call it simulated wood. We have light oak, medium oak, the cherry and the Brazilian cherry for options. So this is the Brazilian cherry, just to give you guys an idea.
And how does that work with our floor, our radiators that we have on the floor? I mean, is that gonna cause it to wear quicker?
We've never had an issue with it.
How about like scratching or peeling? Have you
We've never had an issue with peeling. Scratching, if someone knocks something up against it, it's kind of one of those odd scenario type of deals. But, you know, your normal use and function, you're not gonna, you know, but if you drop a nightstand up against it, or a lamp, or a vase, or whatever,
Keys?
a key, just, well, if they're rattling around and you're
Probably
trying to scrape it, then yeah.
But
know,
if you have-
there's-
Like if I've got all these keys on here and I go to open up the thing, it might scratch it, is what you're saying.
Not unless you're really driving into it. I've never run into it, I guess is what I can say. You know, I can't speak to knowing somebody who's been in that scenario, have had that happen. But I guess if you're leaned up against it and rubbing against it, I mean, you know, you could probably make a mark on
I'm guessing you could probably do that on any
it. Material.
material.
You could.
Because the key would be on the outside anyway, it wouldn't be on the inside.
Yeah, the inside would just be a leather type of thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Handles, are they straight up and down, bowed, what are they?
You got a curve to them.
Inside and outer?
Yep. And they can match the door color on the outside or inside too, just not in wood. But if it was white or beige, you can certainly match. But yeah, they got a curve to it.
So now just out of curiosity, all right, we have a camper,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so we have a door with a key.
Yep.
But our key also has a second, our locks have a second lock on the bottom, our handle.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a basic standard key that can open up any camper. But ours is special that you have to have our key to do the bottom of the lock.
Okay.
So now these doors that you're doing, these locks, is it one master lock that does everybody's the same? Or is it everybody will have their own individual?
Everybody should have their own individual. Are you guys interested in having one master?
No.
No, I just didn't know if it was like a camper, you know, thing that, you know, everybody can get, you know, it's one
No,
key
you
to
won't
get
be able to
into.
get in hers and you won't be able to get in hers.
I'm coming over to see you, Jill.
Okay, I can't get up here.
Anyone else have any questions? I think you answered
So
all
you
of
get
mine.
back to Bill with pricing and
Mhm.
things on the doors.
I'm doing that this
And the
weekend.
questions that we had.
Great.
Sounds good to me.
You bet.
Thank you very much.
You
Thank
bet.
you.
Thank you guys. Thanks for the opportunity. and
Yeah, it's great.
Appreciate it. Hopefully it's going to be use for your time.
Absolutely.
Give us some good information.
Good presentation.
Thank you.